Hello, this is Phil Thatch with SEC Football Forecast, and I'm coming at you today with another preseason quick picks video. I'm going to be doing one of these for all 14 Southeastern Conference football teams, but today I'm focusing on the Florida Gators. Before we get started, let's take a look at how they did last year, courtesy of FBschedules.com. They went 6-7 overall, 3-5 in the conference. They won conference games at home against Missouri and South Carolina, and they had a big win on the road against Texas A&M. They qualified for the Las Vegas Bowl, where they got crushed by the Oregon State Beavers 30-3. Here's a look at the 2023 Florida Gators schedule, and we're going to get right into the picks because here at SEC Football Forecast, we don't have a whole lot of blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Week 1, Florida travels to Utah, and Utah's been looking pretty good. They're preseason ranked in the top teens, and I think Florida's going to travel to Utah and get beat. Next on the schedule in week 2 is McNeese State. This is a home game where the Gators will be much more comfortable in the swamp, and I look for McNeese State to take a loss to the Gators that day. Next up in week 3, it's another home game for the Florida Gators, but this time it's a conference game, the first conference game of the season. This time it's against the Tennessee Volunteers. They've been looking a lot better lately under Coach Josh Heupel, and I think they'll beat Florida this year. It's another home game for Florida in week 4, this time a non-conference game against Charlotte, and I think Florida will get the win this time. In week 5, Florida travels to the University of Kentucky to face the Wildcats and their new transfer quarterback from NC State. I think Kentucky wins this ball game, and I think they win it by at least 2 touchdowns. In week 6, it's Vanderbilt coming to the swamp. Now, last year, Florida lost to Vanderbilt in Nashville, but I think they will take care of business in Gainesville and beat Vanderbilt. Next on the schedule, Florida travels to South Carolina to play the Gamecocks. Now, the Gamecocks were feast or famine last year under Coach Beamer, but I look for them to be more consistent this year, and I think they'll beat Florida. Florida gets a bye week to prepare for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party as they face Georgia in the Jacksonville Jaguars NFL Stadium, a neutral site. This should be an easy win for Georgia. I look for Florida to get beat probably by at least 2 or more touchdowns. Next on the schedule, Arkansas comes to town, and I think this will be a highlight for Florida this year. I think Florida wins this ball game. But there won't be much time to celebrate because the following week, Florida has to travel to Death Valley, where they'll face an improving LSU team. I see this being a pretty serious loss for Florida on the road. In week 12, I think we're going to have a really entertaining football game. Florida travels to Missouri to face the Tigers. I think it's going to be a really close game, and I think Missouri is going to be very excited to beat Florida at home. In the last week of the regular college football season, Florida hosts their in-state rival, Florida State. I think this will be a really tough game for Florida. I see Florida State winning this one by at least a touchdown. So there you have it. There's my picks for the Florida Gators in 2023. I've got them at 4 wins and 8 losses overall, 2 wins and 6 losses in the conference. 4 wins, that's not very much. As a matter of fact, I have them lower than, I think it's DraftKings has them at 5.5 wins, but I just don't see how they get to 5.5. Maybe they beat Missouri, but who else are they going to beat? I don't think anybody that I have marked as a loss. But maybe you disagree. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know what you think. Be sure to take a moment and reach down and hit the thumbs up button. That really helps me out. And if you want to see some more videos like this, like I say, I'm doing these for every single SEC football team this year. Subscribe, hit the bell. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye from SEC Football Forecast.